The first time Mia heard about the 13th floor, she was on her lunch break. Have you ever been up there? Jake, the IT guy, asked, leaning against the office kitchenette counter. There is no 13th floor, Mia said, stirring her coffee. This building skips from 12 to 14. Officially, yeah, Jake said. But some people say there's a hidden floor. You just have to know how to find it. Mia rolled her eyes. Oh, come on. You believe that? Jake grinned. I'm just saying, weird stuff happens in old buildings like this. You ever notice how the elevators glitch out sometimes? Like, they'll stop for a second between floors. What if that's the 13th trying to pull people in? Or it's just an old elevator? Okay, Miss Skeptic, Jake said. But if you ever find yourself alone in the building late at night, listen carefully. Some say you can hear footsteps from above, footsteps from a floor that doesn't exist. Mia laughed it off. But later that night, when she worked late finishing a report, she found herself pausing, listening. Silence. She shook her head. Jake was messing with her. But 2 weeks later, the elevator stopped between floors, and something knocked. It happened just after PM. Mia had stayed late again, one of the last in the building. She stepped into the elevator, hit L for the lobby, and leaned back against the wall, exhausted. The doors shut. The elevator hummed as it descended. Then, a lurch. The lights flickered. The buttons blinked. The screen, which should have displayed 12, showed 13 instead. Mia frowned. That wasn't right. A knock came from the other side of the doors. Soft, rhythmic, like someone tapping. Her breath hitched. She stabbed the door open button. Nothing. Hello? She called, her voice small. The knock stopped. The doors slid open, and Mia saw a hallway that should not exist. The corridor stretched out, dimly lit by flickering overhead lights. The walls were old, peeling, covered in faded wallpaper that looked decades out of place. Dust clung to the air. This wasn't the 12th floor, and it sure as hell wasn't the lobby. Mia's stomach twisted. Hello? She called again, stepping forward. The elevator doors shut behind her. She spun. The panel had no buttons, no floor numbers, no way back. Her pulse pounded in her ears. She walked forward, her footsteps muffled by the dust-coated carpet. The hallway had doors on either side, each numbered 1301, 1302, 1303. Some were ajar. Shadows shifted inside. A distant hum filled the air, a faint buzzing, like an old television on a dead channel. She reached for her phone. No service. She turned back, intending to stay near the elevator. But the hallway behind her was gone. Only more doors. Mia swallowed hard. She wasn't alone. Something was watching her. A door creaked open ahead. Mia froze. A figure stood just beyond the threshold of 1306, half hidden in shadow. It was a man, or at least, it had the shape of a man. His skin was wrung like old wax, melted and reformed. His eyes were dull, too dark, too deep. His head tilted, movements slow, deliberate. Then he stepped forward. Mia bolted. She ran past doors, past endless stretches of hallway that twisted impossibly, never ending. A sign ahead. Stairs. She shoved the door open, taking the stairs two at a time. But when she reached what should have been the 12th floor, the sign still read 13. She kept running. The hum grew louder, vibrating through her bones. A sickening static filled the air. Then, a voice, not spoken aloud, but inside her head. You weren't supposed to see this. Mia's vision blurred. The world pulsed. And suddenly, she was in the lobby. She stumbled forward, gasping. The security guard at the front desk raised an eyebrow. You okay? Mia turned, heart hammering. The elevator was there, normal, as if nothing had happened. The buttons, the floors, number 13. Had she imagined it? No, because her shoes were covered in dust. And from the corner of her eye, she saw something reflected in the polished elevator doors. A tall, wax-skinned figure standing in the shadows, watching, waiting. The elevator dinged, and the doors slid open. Mia didn't move. The floor indicator inside the elevator blinked. For a fraction of a second, it showed 13. Then, it vanished. Mia never took the elevator again, but sometimes late at night, she still heard the knocking. And sometimes just for a moment. She saw the number 13 flicker on the screen. No one else ever noticed, or if they did, they never spoke about it. Because everyone knew, if you paid attention to the 13th floor, it paid attention to you.